Welcome to the Move with Motus Podcast. My name is Dr. Christopher Ellis, and joining me is personal trainer John Williams. We are the owners of Motus Personal Training and Physiotherapy. Together, we will discuss any topic you can think of when it comes to training and rehab. From the carnivore diet to hip impingement, you can be sure that all your questions will be answered. Enjoy this week's episode.
So we're gonna redo this. Now, I have news.
What's your news?
Instead of telling the other story, I'll tell a new story. I'm quitting training.
You are?
Yeah. You knew. Don't be surprised.
I knew that. I was trying to feign surprise for you.
Yeah, no need for the surprise.
Why is that?
Happening.
Why are you quitting training?
Working on something else, man.
Yeah?
Working on this account that I'm building. We got Physio live. It's gonna be something.
Should I pretend like I don't know about that either?
No, you can. We can tell people what it is.
Yeah, tell them.
Obviously, if you follow the page, Physio Live on Instagram, some people think it's Fit Olive. It's not. Physio Live. The company's called Physio. Physio is going to be a live stream and e-commerce platform for fitness. It's really not a good idea, actually, at all.
I think it's a fantastic idea. Well, tell everybody what's different about it.
So, the big issue in fitness right now is everybody has to, if you're a fitness content creator, you have to build an audience, or a community rather, on like Instagram or YouTube or like TikTok, and then sell that audience somewhere else, right? You have to create some sort of link in bio, create a website, create your own app, which is stupid, in order to sell them training programs, online training services, so on and so forth. Well, I figured, okay, well, really most of what we're selling is online training and training programs. We could probably mix content creation and that sort of stuff all together. So Physio is going to be a live streaming platform, so fitness content creators can just go live just like you would on like Twitch or YouTube Live, or like we're doing here. And then it's also going to be a marketplace where you can sell first-party training programs. First-party just meaning you can create them actually through the app. So just like you would on any other fitness app, like a Trainerize, a Train Heroic, True Coach, all those, and then sell them on the open marketplace.
That's a great idea. And there's going to be like a way to have like a social media presence as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's the live stream content creation.
Yeah.
People can follow you. They can subscribe to you for a certain amount of money and get some exclusive content. So it'll be a cool thing.
That's a big project, John.
It's a big project. It definitely doesn't cost $0. And unfortunately, I don't know how to code. So it's a little bit of an uphill journey. And people are calling me crazy for shutting down my training business that makes me a whole bunch of money every single month. But I'm committed to the project, and I really believe in it.
Well, if you've got the passion, I say go for it. When do you anticipate it'll be released?
Hopefully end of 2021.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Sign me up.
I think I already got the email down, so we're good.
All right, so you want to get into some hydration talk?
Yeah, I want you to retell the chubby boy
Chris
story.
Okay, so back when I was in college, my buddy Brendan Chambers and I, and a couple other buddies too, we were all lacrosse players. So we would go down to the Final Four. It was usually in Baltimore. It would change locations, but usually in Baltimore. So we're coming down from Massachusetts. So going from the cold into Baltimore, we knew it was going to be hot. And, we were, seniors, put on a little weight, had a little bit of spare tire action going on.
This must not have been in season.
We are a club lacrosse team, so we didn't take it as seriously. So, anyways, we knew we'd have to have our shirts off. So we're like, oh, man, we got to get in shape for this. So we had
just the 1 or 2 days you're going to go down.
Yeah, I'm not saying we were smart about it. So we read somewhere that drinking water will help you lose weight. So we got like a couple gallons of water each, and we were just pounding the water on the drive down. Within an hour, we had to pull over like every 15 minutes to pee. And then we both kind of felt like, do you feel high? And I was like, yeah, I'm feeling like weird and confused. And yeah, it turns out there's something called overhydration that can cause confusion, and then it's really actually dangerous.
Yeah.
Luckily, we didn't die, but that is a thing. You can die from overhydration.
Yeah, and something I hope people would kind of understand that you could do that, but yeah, that's pretty funny. I never really thought you could get high from just drinking a lot of water.
Yeah,
think of the lengths that people go to get high.
When you got water right there. do not listen to John. That's a terrible idea. Yeah, you basically dilute the solution. So your whole electrolyte balance gets diluted, and you have like very little salt in the bloodstream, and then you go into hyponatremia, and then so basically.
So explain that a little deeper.
Okay.
You explain it really well in the blog.
Yep.
Pretty much when you don't have enough salt and you have too much water, something happens for that water, and where it goes to a different place than where it usually is.
Let's start off with this. So, the body is really good at homeostasis, maintaining balance, right? And it needs the right mix of water to salt and other electrolytes too. So normally when you're just like eating and drinking, the body will take what it needs, and anything else left over, it'll excrete. So if you have something salty, your pee is going to be kind of darker yellow. If you have too much water in the system, it's going to be a little clearer. That's how it maintains balance. So under normal circumstances, it goes, it works pretty well. But like endurance athletes, they're told to chug a bunch of water. Say you're in a marathon, you're running and you're chugging a bunch of water, and you're not stopping to pee, and you're drinking more water. You're drinking more water, not stopping to pee. Then you get into trouble. That's where you get into hyponatremia, which is the amount of salt in the bloodstream is much lower than the amount of water. Mm-hmm. So water kind of resides in different places in the body. It's intracellular, so within the cells, or extracellular, so within the bloodstream. And about 2/3 of it is within the cells, and 1/3 is in the blood, basically, and some in the lymph too. So what will happen is, if you're in that situation, like an endurance runner, the body, if you're not peeing it out, the body will, in an attempt to kind of try to rebalance the blood plasma levels of salt to water, it'll push some of the water into the cells, and then through osmosis, and then you get some cellular death because the cells will just burst open, and then the real issue is it can cause hydrocephalus, which is swelling of the brain, and that's what causes confusion. It causes seizures, puts you into a coma, and bad enough, it can kill you. Yeah,
so good job painting it as something negative, because I keep calling it getting high, and it's probably not the right.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Bad idea.
Now we have this whole low sodium craze.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's scared of salt.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. So for a couple decades now, the standard American diet has been horrible and just loaded with salt, because salt's a preservative, right? Mm-hmm. But now,
it's my whole roommate's diet, by the way.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I probably shouldn't have said that. I don't have a roommate.
Do you want to call him out? What's his name?
Steve.
Hey, Steve. So people are starting to get more conscious of that, and they're eating better, eating whole foods. So now what's happening is people are becoming salt deficient. It's almost like they add the salt back in if you're coming off the standard American diet.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How much water is too much?
There's not a one-size-fits-all.
How much water is not enough?
There's a lot of varying opinions out there on how much you should drink. The whole 8x8 rule is totally arbitrary, and there's no real science behind that.
Explain the 8x8. Don't explain the 8x8 rule so that nobody knows what it is, so they don't go by it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There, I didn't explain it. But there's so many variables, right? So it depends on your sex, your height, your body weight, how conditioned you are, what kind of sport you're doing. Are you inside, you're outside? What's the temperature? What's your sweat level? There's all these different variables that will determine how much you should drink. Professor and Dr. Tim Noakes is kind of the first guy who was the whistleblower on all this stuff. You should look him up. He's out of South Africa. He's a big-time runner. He says you should drink to thirst. He said most people are not even getting to the point where they're thirsty, right? It's almost like it's like eating, right? If you're just always eating
these conversations
6 meals,
make me thirsty.
Yeah, if you're eating 6 meals a day and you're never really getting to the point of hunger, it's sort of the same idea. You actually want to get a little thirsty, and that's what the body's really good at telling you, hey, you need some water. So
that was always the thing that we're taught in school was, if you are thirsty,
it's too late.
You've waited
right?
too long.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I think the pendulum just swings back and forth with so many things in life. Same thing with hydration. In the early 1900s, marathon runners, they were told don't drink water before or during a race. And in the 60s, Gatorade was invented because there was, the University of Florida, their Gators, they would third, fourth quarter be a little tired, so they had a physician on staff that created Gatorade, and then they started just crushing everybody. So then, basically, boom, a whole industry of hydration was born.
Yeah.
So the pendulum just swung completely the other way, right? So somewhere in the middle is where we should be.
Yeah, and we sort of get. I was thinking about this on the way over here. I was listening to a podcast completely unrelated to water whatsoever. Not many podcasts are related to water, so I probably didn't have to say that. But anyway, they were just talking about some sort of topic, and I was like, there's so many things in life that we say, well, this is how they've been doing it forever,
right,
so we're going to keep doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the exact wrong way to live, actually.
That's like anecdotal evidence, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Anything else you have to say about... Oh, so you listed some factors that could contribute to the variations in how much water is too much water for people, like body weight, gender, those sorts of things. What were some other ones? Do you remember?
What kind of sport you're going to participate in? Is it an indoor, outdoor sport? How hot is it outside? What type of condition are you in? How adapted are you? And people have different sweat thresholds. Like some people just sweat more than others. There could be hormonal imbalances too. Like do you secrete a lot of aldosterone? So a lot of these things can dictate how much water you need. There is a great website. It's called precisionhydration.com, and they've got a quiz you can fill out. You can just do it online. It's free, and they give you like really quickly to your email a hydration plan that's going to fit your needs. They do sell electrolyte packages, but I did it today. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So what do you got?
I got nothing. Well, let's talk about like electrolytes. How valuable are they? Is it better to drink water or Gatorade? Is it good to have a little mix of both? Should I put salt in my water?
I put salt in my water.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I said that as a joke?
No, I do.
Sounds kind of gross.
I do. I put like a little teaspoon, usually once a day, and sometimes twice a day. I'll use LMNT, that supplement. You ever used it? It's delicious. I'll do that at least once a day, sometimes twice a day, depending on how I feel. And I like to, so I have a Withings scale. You know what those are? They have biologic impedance, so you can step on it. It can tell you how hydrated you are. Whenever I take one of those elements, it like puts you up like 5 points. It's like a massive increase. So I love those elements, and it tastes really good.
Yeah.
But usually what I do, I just go by the color of my urine. That's the best thing to do, in my opinion. You want that light yellow.
Yeah, but then you only know like a couple times a day.
Well, you're young, so as you get older, that changes.
Yeah, man, I'm not. Never mind. I was going to go down a pathway. I'm not going to go down.
Don't
pathway.
go there. But I do want to talk about how the pendulum swings. Like this is something I've been seeing. I'm 44, so I've seen pendulum swing back and forth in the healthcare field on so many things. Hydration is one of them. Like eggs. Eggs used to be bad, then they were good. Now they're, in my opinion, now they're good. I've seen the pendulum swing at least 3 times on eggs in my life. So, but now I'm all carnivore. Eggs are awesome.
How'd you get eggs on your brain? It was completely random.
Because I was talking about how things swing back and forth in pendulums.
So you're thinking about eggs on a pendulum getting swung back and forth?
Yeah, like we were told, don't eat eggs. Then it was, do eat eggs. Then it was only 2. I think it was only 2 a week at one point. Then it was 2 a day. So it was just kind of swinging back and forth.
Now, how accurate is that recommendation of like, what is it, like 128 ounces for guys minus the water that's probably in your food?
It's so individualized.
Or is it really just kind of drink when you're thirsty?
Those are very general rules of thumb. I would go, I would either get onto that website and take that test or use the color of your urine. Just like Google like urine color chart and go off of that. That's the best thing to do.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think trying to give like the blanket, like drink a gallon a day is kind of nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, I think people these days are tending to I think people that are conscious of hydrating tend to overhydrate, and then the general population is dehydrated. So we got to find the right mix.
Yeah, it's probably true of just training in general, right? That most of the population's undertrained, but then the people who really love to train are overtrained.
Yeah, exactly. You get those clients that you have to push, and some you have to slow down, and somewhere in the middle is where we all need to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, this was fascinating.
All right.
Water.
Yep.
Who would have thought?
Drink, but not too much. All right, take it easy. Do you have unexplained pain? Or do you wonder just how healthy you are? When was the last time you had your blood tested? Blood chemistry analysis is a great way to stay ahead of any health conditions, and now you can have control of your health with Let's Get Checked. Let's Get Checked is an incredible company that sends blood tests to your home. You can choose from over 30 different tests, whether that's liver function, testosterone, micronutrient, cholesterol, or C-reactive protein, which is a marker for inflammation. It's sent to you with free shipping, and you get results in 2 to 5 days, no physician referral needed. Use the code DPT20 for 20% off. Go to letsgetchecked.com and use the code DPT20.